In giving this explanation to me some months ago, I replied, he said to me, the beautiful love of one ray for its twin ray is tremendously uplifting, exalting, wonderful, and infinitely more joyous than when the great current of liquid fire, the life stream of the universe, is turned downward and becomes passion. This mighty concentrated electronic force or life essence is a liquid light which flows wherever the attention directs it. The mind's attention is pulled this way and that by thought, feeling, sight, and hearing. In fact, by the pull of all the physical senses. The true understanding of what mighty power is at your command when you have full control over your attention cannot be overestimated. The liquid electronic essence is this mighty energy, and it energizes whatever the attention rests upon. If one be doing intense mental work, the liquid light stays within the brain and flows forth through the center of the forehead between the eyes as a ray of light. And if the inner sight be opened, one can easily and always see it. If one be speaking, this pure mighty energy flows forth through the throat center as sound. If one be pouring out divine love, this liquid light flows forth as a radiance from the heart center. If one be sending out intense feeling, it flows forth from the solar plexus. Here it also performs the function of digesting the food. If one have the inner sight opened, he will see a stream of light pouring out from whatever center the energy is being used at the moment. This pure liquid light becomes colored by whatever quality the personality imposes upon it through the thought, feeling, and spoken word. Here lies one's responsibility as a creator and the means by which he can correct or purify whatever has been wrongly created. If this life essence is released at the generative center for sex pleasure instead of building a new physical embodiment for another soul, the process of disintegration of the physical body is started, and the journey to self-generated dissolution of the body begins. It matters not what human opinion says to the contrary. This is the inevitable, inexorable law of physical embodiment, and there is no person in the universe who can change it. This is the principal reason for the condition that is called death within the race as a whole. Let anyone who disagrees with this truth compare the brain and body of one who conserves this liquid light over a period of a few years with that of one who has wasted it over a similar period, and he will not need any other proof. The conservation of this liquid electronic light and the conscious lifting of it by adoration to the mighty I Am Presence and by the power of the mind through the control of the attention is the way of perfection and is safe, sound, sensible, and reasonable. It can have only harmonious, constructive results to the mind, the body, and world of the individual. This is not a system of repression by the power of the human will. That is and will always be disastrous. For to dam up a highly concentrated energy and then by thought, feeling, and suggestion keep driving it more of it to that point through thinking upon it in secret must of necessity cause an explosion of some kind to take place. That method never was the original spiritual teaching of anyone who really knew and understood the truth and the law concerning it. Humanity has not, except to a very small degree, understood this truth, or thousands would have become ascended masters long before now. In order to rise out of the degradation, misery, poverty, and disaster in which the mass is now wallowing, the individual must come to a clear understanding of this law in the outer activity of his mind. Through his conscious knowledge and control of the emotions, he shuts the door to the most dangerous and subtle suggestions from the psychic plane, which is the most unrecognized enemy and vicious activity of the sinister force in this world. The feeling nature of mankind is a reservoir of energy, and it is impossible for thoughts to become things until one propels them forth into the sea of electronic substance by feeling. As we retired, the glorious illumination of our room faded out, and we were soon fast asleep. Such heavenly rest none of us had ever before experienced. We must have slept fully 12 hours when the most glorious tones of a bell sounded through the chamber, and the dazzling illumination gradually again filled the room. When we had bathed and donned our robes, we found a most delicious breakfast awaiting, served on an exquisite crystal-top table which neither of us had noticed as being there before. On it was food of which we had never heard, more delicate and delicious than can ever be served by any culinary artist of this world. The dishes looked as if they were made of mother of pearl with heavy gold bands, and the rest of the service was made of wonderfully semi-transparent metal with pearl handles. We dined and were discussing the wonders we had been experiencing when the table with its entire beautiful service disappeared before our eyes. Again, the sound of the beautiful bell filled the chamber. We went to the reception room and there found Nada and Pearl awaiting us. They looked radiantly beautiful. Youth always responds